Good afternoon. My name is Craig Rose. I'm an employee at the Department of Veterans Affairs VA Regional Office in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I currently serve on the finance team in the role of finance manager. I came on board in September of 2011 and have filled many roles there, but the current one is as the finance manager. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I was born to two Navy veterans. In 1966, my father was active, passed away in 1967, and from that, going through his memorabilia, his medals, looking at his uniforms as a young man, also talking with my family, my uncle, who is a Vietnam veteran, 2 Purple Hearts, Silver Star, and a grandfather that served in World War II, along with other various family members. I knew early on, just from the passion and pride that they had from their military service, that this was something that I was going to do. So in March of 1985, I enlisted in the Navy, best branch. I might be slightly biased, but enlisted in 1985 as an electronics technician. Started out in San Diego. Served on many platforms during my career, and cruisers, amphibious assault support vessels, along with roles as an instructor, inspector, things of that nature. In November of 2002, I was on board USS Bunker Hill, CG-52, an Aegis cruiser that was assigned to a carrier task force that went into the Arabian Gulf. And I don't know if you remember, around that time, we knew something was going to be happening. So many roles that I did on there while we were overseas in that Gulf was as the division chief for the electronics division on board, along with the visit board search and seizure officer, doing a UN-enforced actions for the oil-to-food program for Iraq. During that time, we operated primarily off of different vessels. We weren't really on the Bunker Hill as much with that team, and even served with a Polish ship, the Zerniki, which operated far in the northern Arabian Gulf. And just before March 20th, we had ceased operations in the Gulf, the boarding operations, and at that time, the Iraqis were pushing vessels out of Qasr down through the KA waterway out into the northern Arabian Gulf, and we were helping with directing those ships' movements and small boat movements as they fled the area. And then that ceased, and what had happened next was there were mines placed in the KA waterway by the Iraqi government military, and our next operation then became providing security in the KA waterway during those mine operations. So we were going in at night. What resonated with me at that time was the camaraderie that was developed between approximately 24 young men. We had our own boat, our boat crew, and our boarding teams. And through that shared experience and what we went through there was a strong bond and relationship that is very hard to describe to people who have not served. And from that, you get the pride, you get that urgency of, hey, how can I give back? Well, I retired in 2005 and held various positions throughout the state, and a position opened up at Department of Veterans Affairs, and I applied and was lucky enough to get the job. And one of the greatest things of being able to work there is not only do I get to take care of fellow veterans, as well as my family members, is I also get to work with veterans while I'm there. And so that relationship and that bond that's developed carries over into what we do at the VA. And there's a lot of joy, a personal joy and pride that I get from being able to work there and help those veterans, along with working with my fellow veterans at the same time. Also, I have 3 adult children that I'm sure through stories of their uncles and me have joined 3 branches of the service: Marines, Air Force, and Navy. And they do utilize the benefits of the VA that they earn through their service. And so it's with great pride that I take care of my fellow veterans. I view it as also taking care of not only my children, but my mother and other family members, along with my brothers and sisters in the service. So from the experience that I gained while in the military to the joy that I get while going into work, it's not even really a job, it's more of a passion. And it's just an unbelievable opportunity to do that. And I really appreciate you allowing me to spend time with you all and share that story.